So, I've given everything we've discussed a lot of thought, and I've decided I'd like Aja Mamasa to conduct our marriage ceremony. I remember Aja mentioning she presided over a previous commitment ceremony between Barrett and his husband Irvin. Besides, the thought that Aja would be there to officiate this important step in my life is comforting. I hope you don't mind. You're kidding, right? She was the former chair of Constellation? The one that passed the torch to me about 5 years ago? We've talked about her before. Come on, stay with me. Hey, now, come on. There's no need to be jealous. Aja was a trusted mentor, and at best, a friend. She doesn't even come close to how deeply I feel about you. So, with that settled, I suppose we just keep it a quiet ceremony? Just the two of us? Honestly, no. I respect everyone at Constellation, but this is part of my personal life. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to keep my personal feelings about us separate from Constellation. All right, it's settled then. I'll send a message to Aja asking for her to preside over the ceremony. As soon as you're ready, let's head to Paradiso. I can't tell you how much this means to me. I love you.
Here enough. The fleet protects our warning, but you turn against us.
As long as you put the
And
fleet
you're dead.
first, we won't have any problems.
I thought... Don't you have business on Suvorov? Let's put it this way. I know Delgado needs something to give rooks like you some confidence. But let's get real for a second. Do you really think Crix could hide that much wealth and keep it hidden from the rest of us for over 100 years? No way. Secrets last as long as supernovas around here. No one can keep their mouth shut unless someone shuts it for them. Nah, it's all a bunch of bullshit. Look, I'm not trying to bust Dale's balls. He's not the first to go looking for that fairy tale, and I'm damn sure he's not gonna be the last. What kind of stupid question is that? This is the Crimson Fleet. Trusting someone is as pointless as trying to carry water in your bare hands. Do you have any idea how many assholes I've had to put down because they decided to try and make a run at me? Or Dale? Way too many. Just follow directions and keep making the fleet money. And we won't have a problem. Clear? Mathis is a real piece of work. Adler shoveled him onto us about a week before you turned up. One of the greediest rooks I've seen come through the key in a long time. Dumb as a bag of spanners, too. Do you know he had the guts to ask Delgado for jump fuel compensation after being asked to fly out here? He didn't get it, but damn. If you want my advice, save everyone the trouble and make sure he doesn't come back from your little planetary excursion on Suvorov. This silence is really pissing me off. Because that's exactly what you are. A rookie, a newbie, fresh meat. Beneath all of that inexperience, I'm sure you have an actual name. But honestly, no one gives a damn. So get used to hearing that word. Until you earn your stripes, you're a rook to everyone in the fleet. We'll talk later.
Were my instructions unclear?
По ниточке не то чтобы я признался в этом наёве, но флот в плохом состоянии. Мы потеряли много хороших людей и заменили их человеческим мусором. Самое страшное, что люди начинают ополчаться друг на друга. Вот как это бывает, когда все идет наперекосяк, каждый сам за себя. Я сомневаюсь, что будет мятеж. Нейва говорит много дерьма, но она верна. А остальные идиоты слишком глупы или слишком жадны, чтобы договориться о чем-либо, не говоря уже о новом капитане для флота. В представлении пиратов равномерный раскол — это расчленение тебя на две части, поэтому любой разговор об объединении заканчивается пьяной дракой в нове. Нет, если эта штука развалится, она просто рухнет у нас из-под ног, как проклятая воронка. И, как мне кажется, мы не выживем, если будем охотиться и выискивать заслуги. Нам нужно идти напролом. Будущее флота начинается и заканчивается наследием Крайкса. Акила-Сити, иногда мне снится город Акила. Улицы, посыпанные песком, густой тяжелый воздух, зов дикой природы за стеной. Все так, как я помню. Я вернулся к своей старой команде, которая промышляла кражами и отрывала головы в поисках мелочи. Мы называли это молочные деньги и были хулиганами. Есть только одна вещь, которая действительно не работает. Дни не светятся. Каждый раз, когда я смотрю вверх, небо становится черным. Сначала я думал, что это старость. Я столько времени провел на этом плавающем куске жести, что, возможно, забыл, как выглядит небо Акилы. Но дело не в этом. Когда я бодрствую, я все это легко вспоминаю. Нет, это потому, что даже будучи заносчивым маленьким уличным панком, я подсознательно знаю, что Акила-Сити — это не дом. Здесь, на флоте, мое место.
Tell us what the future holds for the Crimson Fleet.
Changes are coming, Gale. Huge changes. Crimson Fleet will soon be a much bigger player in this little game between the members of the settled systems.
That's quite a bold statement. Would you care to elaborate?
Well, let's just say that I'm on the brink of a score so large, it makes everything else pale in comparison. Beyond that, you'll just have to wait and see.
If you aren't willing to discuss the details, why grant SSNN this interview?
Simple. I refuse to allow the UC to spin or bury the story, making it sound like they're in complete control of the situation. I'm gonna tell you right now, they aren't.
Why does the Crimson Fleet need to make this mysterious move that you're being so evasive about?
I know SysDef instructed you to draw this meeting out as long as possible. So let me sum this up. I intend to make sure that the Crimson Fleet becomes the United Colony's worst nightmare. And nothing, I mean nothing in this universe, will stop me from achieving that goal.
There are those that would disagree with you and claim this interview is grandstanding, or worse, a recruitment tool. After all, SSNN reaches every corner of the settled systems, and your aspirations could inspire the Directionalists to turn to the fleet.
You and the sheep that listen to your garbage can believe whatever the hell you want. If you were so worried about what I had to say, you wouldn't have allowed yourself to be brought here.
Дневник Кесу Канагаты, и я сижу. Как и мой дед и прадед до меня, я знаю, что никогда не выйду из этой тюрьмы. Моя жена сказала, что моя семья была проклята. Нагаты думали, что духи, которых мы обидели, оставят нас в покое, когда мы сбежим из Осаки. Но, может быть, мы прокляты. И все это потому, что я поднял детскую смесь. Эти законы не знают жалости, оставляя мою жену, моего ребенка, без надежды. А я просто сижу здесь и злюсь все больше. Они думают, что могут просто запереть нас на какой-нибудь забытой планете. Но вместо этого они кормят эту тюрьму новыми телами, новой яростью, новой местью. Однажды начальник тюрьмы заплатит. Может быть, не этот начальник, но они пожалеют о своей справедливости. А о нашей мести будут слагать легенды. Из дневника Кёсука Нагаты, одного из первых заключенных замка, который в конце концов был казнен за организацию бунта в тюрьме.
I can't take much more of this.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm Gail Dunnigan of SSNN, and this is Galactic Talk. My guest tonight is one of the most notorious criminals in the settled systems. His ruthlessness and desire for wealth has landed him squarely at the top of the wanted list for every major law enforcement agency in the galaxy. I am, of course, speaking of the self-appointed leader of the Crimson Fleet himself, Jasper Crix. Good evening, Mr. Crix.
Good evening, Gail. Thank you for accepting my invitation.
Yes, well, being blindfolded and then grav-jumped to what appears to be an abandoned mining facility isn't exactly what I'd call an invitation.
Well, I'm sure you're not surprised that your request for an interview would come with some very specific conditions.
Frankly, I was a bit surprised to receive any type of response at all. Would you mind telling me why you decided to do this interview?
Because there comes a time in every pirate's life where they have to make an extremely important decision. Do they take a leap and become one of the most legendary pirates in history? Or do they simply sputter on, subsisting on freighters and deep space privateers?
So are we to assume that you are taking the leap? That Jasper Crix is moving on to bigger and better things in his life?
That's spot on, Gail. That's exactly why you're here.
Interesting. Well then, would you mind sharing with us exactly what your particular leap entails?
In due time. There's no rush. In fact, I'd say we have at least 12 hours before the authorities trace this broadcast. Plenty of time to discuss whatever you like.
Oh, all right then. Perhaps the best place to start this interview would be at the beginning of your career.
Please, proceed.
You looking to start something? Because I'll finish it.
It's good to...
All green on release. We're free to fly. Touching down. Everything green.
So, let's stay up late.
About time you got here.
I told you were wasting your time, Del.
I'm not taking anyone's side at anything. All I am doing is watching the both of you, and waiting for one of you to do something stupid so I can put you on the ground. Yeah? We will see. And Mathis, I am running things around here, so keep your mouth shut. You got that?
Fine.
All right. Listen up, because I am only going to go through this once. We are here to dig up any info about Crix's legacy. We are not here to scrap for loot. Whatever you pick up, don't think, don't get creative, bring it straight to me. Before he touched off the riots, Crix spent time behind bars at the lock. If he cooked up any sort of a plan about his legacy, The trail has to start here. Oh, I don't know. I was really hoping for a huge sign on the wall saying, Crix's legacy clues here. Do I have to spell everything out? Look for data slates, notes, terminal entries? If you wrote a poem on a piece of toilet paper, I want it. If that was supposed to be a joke, I am not laughing.
Don't worry about laughing, Delgado. It'll be a goddamn laugh riot when I split open his head with a crowbar.
All right, that's enough. If either of you want to fly with the Crimson Fleet, then you need to follow one simple rule. When you're on a job, you do exactly what I say. No questions asked. If that doesn't work for you, just say so, and I will leave you on this ice ball without a ship. You will be dead within hours.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's one more thing. Your little friend can tag along until we get to the outer doors of the prison, but I will be damned if I'm letting them inside.
Oh, very nice. I'll just remain here and soak in the planet's lovely winter-like atmosphere until I go hypothermic.
We have a lot of ground to cover between the landing area and the lock, so let's get moving.
Can't talk right now. We've got a job to do.
Always looking for the next mark.
Wait, I hear something.
Take on us now!
Make sure you strip everything you saw that thing.
I'm going to end you! I'll take care of this! Keep him safe! Covering fire! Go, go!
Big mistake.
Wait, what was that?
I could have sworn. What?
Let's go, I'm hit! I'm hit! Not yet!
Could have sworn I heard something.
I got a message! Let's do it! Don't shoot her off!
Here we are. The place where Jasper Crix laid the groundwork for finding the legacy and eventually the Crimson Fleet. The lock. About 100 years ago, this icebox was a maximum security penitentiary for the UC. Originally, they just tossed prisoners onto the surface of Subarov. But after people cried foul, they built this place. Cozy, huh? Around 5 years. Rumor says he started planning his escape the moment that he arrived.
Yeah. He needs to get this thing open, like, right now. It's freezing out here.
Then crank up your suit heat, Mathis, because it's probably not going to get much better once we are inside. All right, let's keep moving. Standing out here isn't doing us any good. This ID card cost a small fortune. Let's hope it pays off. We are in. First time I have been inside this part of the lock, so keep your eyes open. See anything unusual? Call it out. If it's hostile, take it down. Could be simple.
How many people did the UC stick down here, Dal?
A couple of hundred at least. Might not look like much, but it was better than trying to survive on the surface.
Not much better. Even with the heating on, this place looks like a goddamn dump.
Now you know why the prisoners got fed up and looked to Crix to lead them out of here.
And that's how the Crimson Fleet began. Yeah, we've all heard the story.
It's not a story, Mathis. It's history. Remember that. Now, keep your mouth shut and your eyes open.
Рапсодия «Ветреная ночь». Далее приводится отрывок из рапсодии «Ветреную ночь» Т.С. Эллиота, одного из ранних, почти циничных произведений поэта. Лампа гудела. Почитайте луну. Ла лунная гард окюн ренкин. Она подмигивает слабым глазом. Она улыбается в углах. Она разглаживает волосы травы. Луна потеряла память. На ее лице трескается оспина. Ее рука крутит бумажную розу. Пахнет пылью и старым одеколоном. Она одна со всеми старыми ночными запахами. Это крест-накрест пересекает ее мозг. Основы судоремонта, настоящая хитрость ремонта космического корабля заключается в том, чтобы сосредоточиться на ближайших и прагматичных задачах. Спросить себя, что я могу и должен сделать прямо сейчас, чтобы мой корабль был пригоден к полету. Космические полеты исключительно опасны. Мы все это знаем. Но концентрация на этой опасности, зацикленность на ней никому не помогают. Более того, если думать об этом слишком много, особенно когда речь идет о неисправном корабле, это может парализовать. Просто не задумывайтесь и делайте все, что нужно, даже если для этого придется использовать металлолом или утиль, чтобы удержаться на плаву. Так начинается книга Горация Сиана «Основы судоремонта», которая является основным пособием по ремонту космических кораблей во всех населенных системах. «Свет звезд», написанное летом 1838 года, произведение Лангфелла «Свет звезд». Это волнующая дань уважения космосу, еще не исследованному человечеством. Ниже приводится одна прекрасная строфа. «В груди моей нет света, но холодный свет звезд. Я несу первую ночную вахту Ви на красную планету Марс. Начало непобедимой воли. Он поднимается в моей груди, спокойный, решительный и неподвижный, и спокойствие, и самообладание». Дэвид Копперфильд, глава 1. Я рождаюсь, окажусь ли я героем своей собственной жизни, или эту должность займет кто-то другой, должны показать эти страницы. Чтобы начать с начала моей жизни, запишу, что я родился, как мне сообщили и как я считаю, в пятницу в 12 часов ночи. Было замечено, что часы начали бить, и я начал плакать одновременно. В романе Чарльза Диккенса «Дэвид Копперфильд», впервые опубликованном в 1849-1850 годах в виде сериала, рассказывается о том, как взрослый человек оглядывается на свою жизнь и все события, которые ее сформировали. Тяжелые времена, забронировать первый посев, глава I. Единственная необходимая вещь теперь, что мне нужно, это факты. Учите этих мальчиков и девочек только фактам. Только факты нужны в жизни. Больше ничего не насаждайте, а все остальное выкорчевывайте. Разум разумных животных можно сформировать только на фактах. Ничто другое никогда не будет им полезно. Это принцип, по которому я воспитываю своих детей. И это принцип, по которому я воспитываю этих детей. Придерживайтесь фактов, сэр. Самый маленький из романов Чарльза Диккенса «Тяжелые времена» повествует о жизни жителей Коктауна, вымышленного промышленного города мельницы викторианской эпохи.
Must be a nest. I bet these things are crawling all over the place.
Yeah, and their buddies probably heard us firing from about a kilometer away. Hallelujah. If we weren't on this job with Delgado, I'd drop you for saying that.
Enough already! I should have known better than to bring both of you at the same time. Now let's see. Looks like we are inside some sort of prisoner transfer area, but everything is locked down tight. Since you are such good friends, why don't you and Mathis head up to that control room and see if you can get some more of these doors open?
Son of a... The whole roof's coming down! Damn it. This ice and rock must be several meters thick. God damn it, we're cut off. Hey, Del, can you hear me? Del! Shit. There's no way we're getting through here. Well, this is just great. The hell are we supposed to do now? The plan? Who gives a shit about the plan? Let's face it, we're on our own now. You think he rigged that collapse on purpose? No. No way. I get that we're down here trying to prove ourselves, but I don't think this is what Delgado had in mind. Why? Because that's what his loyal little soldiers are supposed to do? The hell with that. I have a better plan. We use this opportunity to take out Delgado, and at the same time, make some serious credits for ourselves. Whoa, hang on. Give me a second to explain. Let's pretend for a second Delgado's correct, and there's information here about Crix's legacy. Once we get rid of him, we'll dig up the garbage ourselves and sell whatever we find to Neva. We'll be rolling in credits. Are you crazy? I'm no rat for Delgado. I'm busting the ass to become one of the Crimson Fleet captains, just like you. And in case you missed it, that icefall trapped both of us in here. Unless we find a way out, no one's reporting anything to anyone. Ever again. No way. Listen to me. We're going to be handing Neva leadership of the Crimson Fleet on a platter. She'll be thanking us for getting rid of Delgado. I mean, come on. I'll bet you a month's share that he's never been this vulnerable. It's perfect.